When Princess Diana walked down the aisle of St. Paul's Cathedral in 1981, she did so she could avoid the relative gloom of Westminster Abbey. Princess Diana was interested in having a happy marriage and wanted every possible advantage from the very beginning. But like many people, marry for happiness, convenience, turned out to be neither of the two in Princess Diana's case, because as she later described it, it's hard to have a happy marriage when there's a third party involved. Welcome to Conservative Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. At Conservative Coffee Hour, we talk about issues which actually mean something in people's lives, politically, socially, and economically. We take a look at candidates, policies, litigation, funding, and platforms, and how we can navigate through this terrible mess that we are in politically in this nation and around the world. Last week, we had guest John Tigas from Patriot Pub, and John was an excellent speaker. He gave us a terrific review of the history, his experience in Virginia, and turning that state around from Democrat leadership to Republican governor and state legislature. But John offered us the cautionary tale that as of to date, nothing has changed in Virginia. The leadership has changed, but nothing has changed. And I think that speaks directly to the frustration we've heard on this call for weeks now, that we are supporting people, campaigning for people, advocating for people, but we can really look back and see that the parties change, but the situation doesn't. There's apparently a third party in this unhappy marriage. Princess Diana was, later accused of being a traitor to her class because she stepped out of the unhappy marriage and shone a spotlight on the fact that something was terribly wrong. I do believe that's what we're trying to do here each week at Conservative Coffee Hour. We even have had the discussion that the name conservative is itself problematic. Everything has been usurped, and the semantics of words has all been distorted in our time. Recently had the conversation that, of course, the notion of our very nation and the idea of freedom comes out of 16th century and the idea of classical liberalism. And the idea of classical liberalism is that we extend freedoms and believe in innate freedom of the individual and society, and that government should and does rightfully adhere to that because God has ordained it. And as time has moved on, the idea of liberal and conservative as a theme or as a topic has been somewhat distorted, but all of us are liberal minded because in the most liberal minded spirit of the word itself, it's the idea that everyone is entitled to freedom and freedoms are extended to everyone regardless. John spoke very eloquently about his experience and his journey and brought it all home with the idea that we need to be in communion with each other. And his idea is that we go back to our roots and gather around the table with a small group of people, break bread together, and share our humanity with each other and our love for one another. And that will be the root of all future growth of freedoms and liberties in the future as we navigate out of this vortex of the ways of the world and migrate back to the ways of God. It sounds simple enough, but part of it is realizing that we're in this unhappy marriage. It's not just you and me. The third party in this is the corrupt government, the politicians, the bankers, corporate America, any host of things which we've married our souls to instead of God. And that ultimately is on us. We can change that. So as much as we might be frustrated and angry about our current situation, we need to take it home and own it and navigate ourselves out of it spiritually. Conservative Coffee Hour is every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. I will include my email in the description of this video. If you're interested in being a speaker, I'm happy to field all inquiries. And if you're interested in attending Conservative Coffee Hour, I will be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.